guys, my name is Sarah Grimes and I'm the Ballo Water Resources Fellow this summer at Cedar Creek. And one of the projects I've been working on a lot this summer so far is the wild rice restoration in our own and Brewster Lake. So this is partnered with the Gun Lake tribe to restore native wild rice to the two lakes and also to Cedar Creek. So right now I'm on Brewster Lake at the site where the rice was seeded in fall 2019, and currently there's rice in the elongation and floating leaf stage, so it's growing pretty well. And the wild rice is important to Native American culture and also for waterfowl, so restoring it on Cedar Creek's property is going to have many benefits.
Hi, my name is Zach. I am a Stevie Land Management Fellow. In part, what I've been doing here at Cedar Creek so far is we've been doing some trail clearing, so clearing the brush from the sides of the trails so visitors can walk safely without worrying about brushing into brush, and also doing some invasive species removal. So like with this autumn olive, we would just cut that just so we can remove some of these invasive species on the property.
Hi everybody, my name is Micah. I am from Caledonia, Michigan. I went to Caledonia High School and I'm currently a biology student at Calvin University. I am a land management fellow at the Cedar Creek Institute this summer, so you'll probably see me around the Institute doing anything from mowing the lawn to taking out invasive species to planting native species into new plantings. So I do a lot out at the preserve.
And so we have Anna and Grayson who are working on the watershed management plan project. And so this is a project that the Institute received funding from EAGLE, the Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy. The idea is to help develop a plan for the Cedar Creek watershed. And so it's been an interesting process. We started it late last summer with the application, and then we've had various kind of challenges and so on. So we're getting started on things, and we're kind of waiting on something from Eagle. And as soon as we get that back, we're going to really hit some of the sampling hard. And so there's certain aspects that we haven't been doing yet, in part because we need to get this certain piece of paperwork back from Eagle before we can officially kind of collect any data. But we spent a lot of time doing some training and kind of helping to get ready to actually collect some of the data.
All right, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box or in the Q&A box. I'm gonna start it off by asking, what is one of the favorite things that you maybe have done or learned so far this summer? I know it's very open right now.
Probably
getting to know each other, I think, has been the most fun.
I was gonna say just getting out and exploring the area. I kind of grew up a little bit northbound here, Barrington area, so I've not really explored this area as well. But as I have, it's very beautiful, and I've enjoyed getting into streams, onto the lakes, talking with the property owners, and just kind of exploring overall.
And every day is different. So we'll go out and we'll go to a lake and we'll survey and we'll meet, a nice person who lives on the lake, and we'll get to see their sort of view of the area. And then the afternoon we'll go to a stream and we'll splash around and look around it to, once we get started, where we want to go and research there. So it's been quite different than what I've done in the past, which is fun.
Somebody from Eagle just put on our Facebook live stream that you should get it this week, I'm told. So yay!
Good news.
That would be great. We're super excited. We're super excited about that. So.
All right. So we have another question in the chat box. For people working, trying to control invasive plants, what is the most common damaging plant you see, and the best way to stop their spread?
It would be the cattails.
I can kind of talk about this. There's a number of them, and we can list some of those off. Part of it is where you want to look. In different places you'll find it, right? So there are some aquatic plants. So like if you have a lake, one that people generally really don't want to see is like Eurasian water milfoil. So that's probably the most common one. There are, in wetlands, you have purple loosestrife, or I think, Anna, you had mentioned the cattails. So there's actually a couple different species of cattail and a hybrid between them. One of them is not so problematic. One of them is more problematic. But purple loosestrife is another one. And then if you get into like forested ecosystems, you have garlic mustard and multiflora rose and autumn olive. And in old fields, autumn olive is problematic. Spotted knapweed is another one. And so those are probably the most common. If you want to get more information, there's a whole Midwest invasive plant species network, and I would recommend going there. You can actually help to map them. And you can learn a lot more about some of these different plants. And the best way to stop their spread, it's a little bit challenging because all these plants are spread through different ways, and so there's a lot of different things that you can do depending on where it is. So one of the things that you'll see at a lot of when you go from nature center to nature center, they may have some boot brushes. And so people can actually transport things, particularly like garlic mustard. And so making sure that you don't just take your dirty boots from one nature center to another, you may actually be spreading garlic mustard around. So that's one way to stop their spread. Some plants are much harder. So plants like autumn olive, they're spread by birds, right? And so, there's no way to kind of just get rid of all the birds that might be eating the fruit. And so it's really kind of hard to stop that plant from coming in. It's more kind of controlling what they do. Another example would be that's very different is the Eurasian water milfoil that's in lakes. Actually maintaining a healthy lake ecosystem and maintaining healthy aquatic vegetation actually helps to prevent the establishment of Eurasian water milfoil. And that's also true in other places and other systems as well. Maintaining a healthy ecosystem makes it harder for some of these plants to grow and establish. And so that's really a lot of the work that we're trying to do, and probably the best thing that you can do for natural areas.
All right, so there was another question. Have you seen any unusual or unexpected creatures so far? For example, any mud puppies?
Not yet.
No
I
mud
think
puppies.
we've seen pretty much what we've expected. We saw a water snake, which is cool. They got the northern water snakes.
And snorkeling the other day, I saw one of the native lampreys on a creek chub, which was pretty cool. So
But we'll keep our eyes open
yeah.
and let you know if we find any mud puppies, because that's definitely on the bucket list.
And just follow up on the invasive species, I did put in the chat box a great resource for invasive species is MISSIN, Midwest Invasive Species. Oh, help me out here, Matt. I don't remember what all the acronym means. Something network.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's an app that you can get for your smartphone that you can basically take with you anywhere, and they have fact sheets and they have photos on that. That's great. You can also just Google it on your computer, type in MISSIN, and it's great because it has Michigan invasives on it, and so more specific.
And I'll mention one other thing is that we are part, or the Institute in Berry County is part of a larger cooperative management area for certain invasive species. And so I know there are ongoing projects in the county right now in regards to managing Phragmites and Japanese knotweed. And there may be some other ones as well. And so these are plants that are maybe establishing and becoming more common in Berry County. And the whole idea is to try to control them when there's small amounts rather than there's large amounts, right? So right now, Japanese knotweed is kind of limited in where it is. It's really hard to get rid of, so it takes a lot of effort. But if you compare that to autumn olive is ubiquitous. And so they're really trying to focus their efforts on preventing something like the next autumn olive from happening.
But those apps that I just talked about, MISSIN, is also a great place to report that you have seen those, because they want to know, especially for Japanese knotweed being one, for example, they want to know where it is. And the best way to do that is everyone just keeping their eyes out and reporting when they do find it so they can get it early enough so it doesn't become a problem. So any other questions that people have for our people that are doing internships at the Institute? We would welcome more questions, or even about anything in general for what the students are doing this summer.
Did you unmute? Or does this unmute?
All right, well, if there aren't any other questions, I am going to share my screen one more time because I do want to just let you guys know that if you liked what you saw today and you would like to support the research and education that we have been doing here at the Institute, there's a couple of ways to support it. Obviously, by learning more is one great way to support it, just like you're doing today. You can also, if you feel that you can financially support it, a lot of this research is due to having people help donate and support the efforts here. So you can do it either on our website, you click on the donate link at cedarcreekinstitute.org, or I also have a link here to the Berry County Foundation, Community Foundation, and that has a link as well. And I will also put that on our Facebook page as well, so you can find those links there. There was one more question that came through. The question was, are there research opportunities for students outside of the 12 colleges supported by Pierce Cedar Creek Institute? And Matt, if you wouldn't mind also saying what those colleges are that are part of the consortium. I don't think we've mentioned that yet.
No, and I probably need to make sure I don't miss any of them. So I'm gonna have to look that look that up. So there are research opportunities. We do not necessarily provide funding for those research opportunities for individuals from outside of that, outside of the consortium. So a great example is there is a project that's happening at the Institute right now that is from Michigan State University. And there are, there's a couple, I think there are some students working on that research project. And so they are coming out here. We will sometimes provide housing or food service for them, depending on what's going on. So we had one project that actually fell through this year where we were going to hopefully provide some housing and food service for them, but we weren't going to provide any actual, so we were going to provide some lab space, but not necessarily any pay the students that were a part of that project. And so there are kind of some opportunities, but not necessarily paid opportunities to do that. But we are open as a public, or open to the public. But we are a research institution, so we want to try to encourage and promote research, even if it's outside the consortium. So you know, we've had a lot of different people use the site in the past. And then, all right, I'm going to try to quick run through the members of our consortium. And so we have Central Michigan, we have Cornerstone University, we have Calvin University, Aquinas College, Grand Valley State University, Grand Rapids Community College, Kalamazoo College, Western Michigan University, Valparaiso University, let's see, who am I missing? Kalamazoo Valley Community College,
Kendall.
And
Kendall College, right?
Kendall College of Art and Design, and Hope College. There we go. I think I got them. And my apologies if I forgot your home institution.
Another opportunity that our education director brought up in the chat box is that there will be an opportunity to bid on naming one of the box turtles for our big fundraiser this year. Usually we have Late Summer Night Screen, which is our big fundraiser that is technically, or traditionally I should say, in September. But because it's going to be virtual this year, we're actually pushing it back to more late summer, to August. And one of the opportunities that we're providing is that you can bid on naming one of those baby box turtles or one of the box turtles. So it's another way of being involved with the research. And who wouldn't want to name a box turtle? Come on. So, all right. I think that's all we've got for today. As I mentioned at the beginning of the session, all of the videos will be up on our YouTube page. So if you go on to YouTube and you just type in Pierce Cedar Creek Institute, you will get to our YouTube page. We'll break them up probably into research, art and writing, and internship portions. But that way, if you want family members to see it or you want to see what's going on, you can see those at a later date. The video also will be up on our Facebook page as well as one entire video. So you have those opportunities to see this at a later date. And thank you guys for joining us today. I think we're going to be ending a little early. We didn't know how long we'd take, but thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to all the researchers. Thank you to all the colleges and faculty. And thank you to Matt Dykstra also for help spearheading some of this program, and all the other staff at Pierce Cedar Creek Institute. And Matt has something to say.
Yep, I just wanted to mention, again, we'll need to determine what this looks like, but we will have some opportunity for the public to learn about all of the research and art and writing and the internships that take place this summer. Look for it in October. We'll have more details as we get closer. Originally it was planned as a public event on October 10. Again, it may end up being a virtual event, but there will be an opportunity to see the final work that happens of all these students this summer.
All right. Well, great. Thank you guys for attending. See you at another time.
Goodbye.